I'm now joined by Paul Redmond. Paul's coming off an impressive performance at Cage Warriors 65, where he beat tough Aussie Damian Brown, taking his pro record to 9-4 and his Cage Warriors record to 6-1. Paul, thank you very much for joining me.
Absolutely no problem. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Congratulations. It was a really solid performance at the weekend against a tough opponent.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was tough. I threw everything but the kitchen sink at him and just couldn't put him away.
Yeah, it was a few firsts then. I mean, you were coming off your first Cage Warriors loss, so how eager were you to get back in and get back to winning ways?
Yeah, coming off that last Matthias, it was horrible. You know, as you said, I was on a tear that up until that point I hadn't been really beaten in roughly 2 years, and I went back into the locker room literally just after being beat. And the coach Andy said, "Look, we take a week or two off. We regroup, get back training." And I just said, "No, just get me a fight quick ASAP. I just want to get that out of my head, you know." So, Cage Warriors were in London there 2 weeks ago, and I asked could I get on that card, but there was no really sense to put me on the London card if they were going to be in Dublin 2 weeks later, you know. So they just opted to put me on the Dublin card.
I know you've been on a few of the Dublin cards. What's it like fighting in front of the Dublin fans?
It's great, especially in that Helix venue. It's nice and compact. I think there's about 1,200 seater venue, and you know, if they don't sell it out, they get close to a sellout. You know, the atmosphere will be really good. But to be honest, I don't ever get any of my mates, family. I don't let them go. I just try to go do my own thing. You know.
Yeah, is it you just don't want the distraction? Is that why it is?
Yeah, I know a lot of fighters go out their way to sell tickets and try and have as many people there as possible. I'm the complete opposite. I don't sell one ticket. I know obviously some people do go. They find their own tickets and all, but it's not something I push towards. But obviously I do get great support there, but I'd just rather just go in and do my own thing, to be honest.
Yeah, that's understandable. Now, the other thing that was a first for this fight was it's the first time you went the distance in a pro fight. How did your cardio feel?
Oh, cardio was amazing. That's all down to my strength and conditioning coach. That's Dave McConkey and South Dublin Strength and Conditioning. They just put me through the ringer over there, as well with my own MMA training in Andy Ryan's gym, with Team Rhino. It's a combination of everything, you know, and then put that on top of a clean diet then as well. You can't really go wrong, you know, just once you stick to it. Once you're not out partying and once you're not out doing anything else, like, your cardio is going to be there, like, you know, once you're hitting the roads as well, you shouldn't get tired in a fight.
Now, like we said, you were facing Damian Brown. He'd come all the way over from Australia to fight you. What did you know about him going in, and what was your game plan for the fight?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't really watch too much footage on my opponents. Not anymore. I used to do it a lot at the start when I was fighting. And I used to get myself wound up about it months, weeks in advance. And it did me absolutely no good. So my coach Andy had just said to me, "Look, just stop worrying about it. Just what you reckon in your own head." So I stopped watching videotape. But I actually watched Damian's last fight because I was watching the Cage Warriors. I usually watch the Cage Warriors when they're on, and he was fighting a French judo guy, Julian. I can't think of the second name, but I had actually watched that fight, so I knew what his style was like. And yeah, he was a banger, and I knew he'd be tough to put him away. He was in some bad spots in that fight as well, so I knew he'd be really tough, and he was.
There was some really good back and forth action on the ground. How comfortable did it feel for you to be on the ground?
Yeah, I'm a port belt under Andy Ryan, and you know that's an achievement in itself in my eyes. And some of the guys down there in the gym, they're like the brown belts, going out European champions. You know, I'm rolling with them and I'm holding my own nowadays. You know, so I'll hold my own with anyone in the ground. To be honest, that Matthias loss, it was. In my mind, it was just a silly thing that I did on the night, rather than Matthias put me in a position. I shrimped out underneath him, and I left myself there for a second more than I should have. And in fairness, he jumped on it. That's the level that if he left it out there for me, I would have jumped on it, you know. But I put myself in that bad position, you know.
So how did you feel after this win then? Is there any knocks, and when would you like to get back in and compete again?
Yeah, great. I've not absolutely no injuries at all. Yeah, to be honest, I want to take a week or two sort of rest. Like I'll still be training, just not as much. I'll be focusing more on technique over the next maybe 3 weeks. Give myself, my body a little bit of time to recover. Just because I've had 3 back-to-back camps. I was originally faced to Mateus in October last year, and I twisted my ankle. I went over my ankle in training, and I tore a load of ligaments. So I was after doing 7 weeks, and that was the last week before I was due to cut weight and fly out and fight. So literally, I took 2 weeks off just to heal up. Then did the same camp then again for Christmas, for the New Year show, and then I went straight back into that camp for this. So I've been pushing my body a little bit, really hard. So I just want to take a week or 2 off, just where I'm not going 100%. Maybe get back in June. I know, Cage Warriors. I think they're back in either June or July. Not 100%. So maybe get on that card maybe sooner.
Now you like we said at the start, you're 6-1 now. You're back on winning ways. You got your eye on anybody you'd like to face?
Yeah, I don't really look at anything like that, to be honest. I just go down to the gym and I just train away. I walk into the gym one day and Andy will say, "Yeah, Paul, you're fighting this guy." And that's it. That's the way it's done. I don't go out calling lads out. I just can't be asked, Just not that I don't want to fight anyone in particular. If anybody in that roster has offered to me, I'll fight them tomorrow. It's no problem. But just don't go around calling people out. Look, all the lads are good. You know what I mean? They're all getting good wins. So like, if you fight one, it's like fighting them all.
Yeah, I mean the Cage Warrior roster from top to bottom in every weight class is completely stacked.
The weight I'm in now is the 155 division, and I think that's one of the most. That and the welterweight division is one of the most stacked. I think they're bringing in a lot of guys. I mean, in my division, you've got Kurt Ward, and then you've got John McGuire, you've got Saul Rogers. There's a plethora of guys there that's really solid. And yeah, so like, I mean, you fight any one of them, they're all going to be as good as the next guy,
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly you're getting top competition in Cage Warriors. Cage Warriors have done great things in the last couple of years. They're really going places, aren't they?
Yeah, I think that's all due to Graham Boyle and the way he runs the ship. He's taken Cage Warriors into all these new territories in Scandinavia. He's the only sort of promotion to do shows in Jordan and stuff like that. Which is really good for the European and the Irish fight fans.
Absolutely, and every show is a quality show. It's brilliant. I agree. Well, first of all, I really appreciate you giving me your time. So thank you for coming on and having a chat with me today.
Yeah, no problem at all, mate.
And before we let you go, I just want to give you a chance to do any shout-outs. You want to mention your Facebook and your Twitter, and then anyone you want to thank, sponsors, anybody at all.
Yeah, my Facebook is just Paul Redmond. You just add me on that. I'll accept anyone. And if you don't want to listen to any of my personal life, you can go to my Facebook page. It's Paul Redmond. That's just more or less about my fights. And then my Twitter handle is Redder MMA. Just add me on that. And then just want to thank my coach Andy Ryan. He's been there from the start. Neil Tilly fights in the UFC this weekend, so wish him the very best of luck. My strength and conditioning coach Dave McConkey at South Dublin, and my physiotherapist Dave Quinn. We've got Legacy Fightwear clothing. We've got MC Nutrition. So a host of guys there,
Well, thank you for your time. I can't wait to see you step in the cage again.
Thank you very much. Cheers.